songs of phrase, what Carl does, for those that have not heard it, he takes a phrase that you might hear commonly on the show, and then he uses various songs.
There's this hairy Chinese kid.
Was the one
you never see an old bloke eating a Mars bar.
And, yeah, as I say, he uses different chunks of songs, and he makes up that phrase. And, so he has made some suggestions here, Carl, because he thinks that the more common Carl, you're an idiot, fool, etc., perhaps a little overheard, he'd like to, maybe hear Carl, pause, I don't know where to start. Which is a common one from Ricky. Carl, which bit of that do you actually think is true? And then there's the regular dialogue between the three of us. Carl, well, you know, it could happen. Me, sure. Ricky, no, Carl, it could never happen. Not now, not ever. You're an idiot, play a record. So maybe some of those you could use.
A lot of songs.
Yeah.
Well, will we get it going then today?
Yeah.
This week we're. Do you remember the story about my auntie having wind for 5 minutes? Yeah.
Your auntie, was it your auntie Nora?
Auntie Nora. She was on a lot of medication and stuff.
Sure.
And I think that's a side effect that comes with it. So yeah, she had wind for 5 minutes. So I thought we'd dig that one out. A classic line. Me auntie had wind for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I've got loads of songs here.
How many is that?
Me auntie had wind for 5 minutes. 7 tracks.
Oh, that's tricky.
Why do you learn?
Okay, so you need to identify, if you can be bothered, the artists.
Yeah,
that's what we're after, isn't it?
Alright.
Okay. Let's go.
Alright, we'll play it a few times.
Just remember, as many as you can get, because the winner would probably be, you know, who gets 5 or something, so don't worry if there's a couple you can't get, because you could still probably win.
Go again.
Can I just, what's the email address?
It's, well, if they go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, they can just send them through there and that.
Send them through that way. Which of these is the prize bag?
Yeah, don't be getting mixed up.
That's the one, is it, Carl? Yeah. Alright, so let's see what hot treats you could win. As I get them out, Carl, do you want to play it once more?
Yep.
I recognise all of them except one.
Yeah.
Right, let me see what we've got here. Once again, Carl, you excelled yourself with an arbitrary collection of DVDs.
Just hanging around, were they?
Just hanging around. Again, I'm always interested to know which of our XFM listeners has tastes as broad as this.
Go on.
We've got the recent BBC adaptation of The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Brilliant.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
We've got, what's this? Is this this is something involving Air, the band Air. I think it's a single at best.
Yeah.
This is probably worth having. This is the current Flaming Lips album, so you've excelled yourself there, actually, Carl. That's not bad. An XFM mouse mat. They're as common as muck.
Oh, hold on. You can't give away that mouse mat. It's a piece of foam.
Now, I was going to dismiss the oddball sci-fi movie K-Pax, featuring Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges, but Carl, is it signed by Kevin Spacey?
It's signed, yeah. It's an actual, so win that and put it on eBay for £4.50.
And, man alive.
What is that?
Just look at their faces.
No! Carl! Don't give that. No one wants that unless it's ironic.
Series 1 and 2 on DVD of popular northern-based sitcom Bread.
Buy it, sell it, the game's getting hard, because someone's dealing you a losing card.
Alright.
They all had a go, all the actors had a line on that song. Oh.
Play the clips again.
Play the clips again, I really want to win it now.
Here we go.
I can't believe this hasn't been done before.
It's extraordinary.
Alright.
Because most of our ideas have. On 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington.
The emails, I should point out, aren't flooding in on the
No, but it
competition.
always takes time when they go through the website.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll be arriving in a bit.
Do you want to play it once more for those that just joined us?
Alright then.
Brilliant. My auntie had wind for 5 minutes.
Brilliant. Genius.
Name the artists. Rick, I sometimes get off at the Tube at Tottenham Court Road if I want to look at the record shops before I come into XFM, and I always cut through Chinatown.
Oh yeah.
And every time I come to Chinatown, the same thought always strikes me. I always feel like I want to just gather all the little locals, all the little Chinese fellas, just gather them round and just go, guys, In what way is this a town?
It's not, is
This is not, at best, what you've got here is a novelty street.
Yeah, Gerrard Street is not a town,
No,
mate.
it's not a town. You've had this
Just
for like
because you put a
100 years.
little
It's not
pagoda.
expanding.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just call it Chinatown and claim it's a town.
If I was them though and you did that, I go, what are you talking about? It is a town, it is a town, it's
What, in
our
what
town.
way?
It is a town, it's our town, we've got all lots of stuff.
Where's your church? Where's your mayor?
We got a betting shop.
Not enough.
It is.
See, all you've got here is restaurants.
No.
That's not a town.
No. Got a little supermarket with snacks.
What does it sell?
Snacks.
Specifically, I would imagine crackers.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to buy a dragon? Do you want to buy an ornamental dragon?
If I wanted to buy one, this is where I would.
Do you want to buy a gold dragon?
Is it made of gold?
No, it's made of plastic, but it's sprayed gold. Do you want to buy that?
It's not a town.
It is a
It's
town.
not a town.
Yeah.
And it annoys me because when I first came to London, I genuinely thought Chinatown was going to be this amazing, what they've got there is
You'd hear a gong and every time you went in there,
and
right?
there'd be rickshaws and people walking on those little sort of wooden shoes. You know those ones? They're brilliant. They are just clumping around in them, but nothing. It's nothing. It's just exactly. It just reminds me of have you ever been to any of those sort of museums? You tend to have them up north where they've got like you sort of sit in a little cart and it sort of rides you through kind of I don't know, it might be
Newcastle
the Victorian era.
Yeah. Can I have half a pound of those sweets, please?
Exactly.
Of course you can.
If there was some animatronic then, it would just be an exhibit.
Yeah.
That's something
Their concession of being 100 years ago is that there's some scales in the
Exactly.
shop and there's a horse outside.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
That's it. Exactly. Yeah. The traditional sounds and smells of old England.
And the voice of going, of course, there was no television.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Brilliant. Yeah.
Haven't they got
Welcome to Chinatown.
Ding, 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 ding.
So it's not. Yeah, it's a good point.
Is that a piece of traditional music? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Is that some traditional Chinese music, or is that music that someone in this country wrote, thinking it sounded like Chinese
I
music?
think it was the. Was it the Vapors, wasn't it?
Oh, is that what it is? That? It sounds different. That's the music. But are you sure they didn't take that from some
Yeah, no,
other source?
it's that pentatonic scale, isn't it? What is it called? It's the black notes on the piano.
Well, that's the one I can play along with EastEnders.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't get with it?
Go on.
Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown, because I always walk through it on the way to work. A couple of things annoy me. First of all, I think it's bad business, just because if you've got a Chinese restaurant, put it somewhere where there isn't any others.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but it's also a community. They're not just a theme park for other people.
I remember going out one night with Suzanne and some friends, and you got there and there's so much choice. It's that dilemma of, oh, forget it.
Well,
And
not
we went
really.
somewhere
Specifically
else.
to fancy Chinese.
Well, no, but
No,
why don't you go to the one with the dead ducks hanging in the window? That's
Well,
my
that's the
favourite.
other thing as well. It's like, normally you put your good stuff in the window. If that's what's in the window. Right?
Yeah.
And the other thing that annoys me, walking through it today, there's always lard on the floor.
What, in the street?
In the streets.
It is, honestly. I'm scared I'm going to slip over. It's because all the restaurants and that. But why is it? Oh, that's another point.
Well, it's not oozing out of the restaurants.
No, but why is it? Why is
I
it?
don't know what they do.
Careful. Listen, no, but why is
That's why they used to wear those little wooden shoes.
it? No, okay, we've
No, but the
got.
thing is as well, they try and wash it with water, which doesn't work with lard, and it's like oil.
Famously, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even I know that.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
scrub it.
So,
You think so?
sorted that out.
Yeah.
You think they'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, thanks for your thoughts on Chinatown, Carl.
Right, I'm going to play this thing again, because it is a bit slow today, the email.
Oh, because it's too hard.
It's not too hard, there's just clips of songs. What are the artists? Email in. xfm.co.uk.
He's getting annoyed because he put the work in and
Well.
he's getting annoyed. Oh.
Remember, I think Kevin Spacey and the signed K-Pax DVD is probably the only incentive to try and have a go at that one.
Do you just think you could win by getting one of them?
Exactly. They're coming in now, okay. This is electronic. Electronic, getting away with it.
Definitely. Do you reckon we'll get away with it? You see, you've worried me now.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's worried me.
My
Carl.
apologies if you're offended at all by my reference to those little wooden shoes. Don't want that's not going to help, Rick.
dear.
That Chinese women
dear.
used to wear. I don't think they still wear them.
We've only had one
We-
complaint, haven't we? We got from
Yeah.
Sony's that one about talking about the swan's penis. But
Yeah.
you know, things about complaints is people complain all the time. It's whether it's upheld because it goes to an authority, and then they have to go, oh yeah, look, that was in poor taste or pre-watershed or whatever.
Some of the things you said on TV, though, you must have been stung.
Well, obviously, I've only had one upheld, one serious slap on the wrist for something I said. But
What was he saying? Can you repeat it?
well, I can. Yeah, I was talking about, and it was a true story. I was talking about this little old man who his daughter was taking him to home because he used to fry up bacon and rub it round his to get the dog to lick them.
Right. And you got a complaint.
Yeah,
And that was it. That's why you got a complaint.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, he said it on Songs of Praise.
they said it was in poor taste, I suppose.
What other complaints? What
You know the biggest complaint ever on TV, the most complaints ever for anything on TV. You know the second, second was I think Anne Robinson put in the Welsh into room 101.
What? Because she didn't like him and that.
Yeah, she just said, well, they're going in the,
She said it slightly more eloquently than that.
yeah.
I can the people or the place.
I don't know.
I think it was the place and therefore the people.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
No, well, you know, my mum and dad have sort of moved from Manchester. They reside now in Wales,
Oh yeah.
and it is.
Look at his face, turning his nose up.
No, but it is pretty depressing. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them places that it's like you go back in time and that when you go there. I mean, maybe the major cities there, maybe Cardiff is alright.
What? Even coming from Manchester, it's like going back in time.
It's just, it's like one of them places that it feels like every day is Sunday. Do you know what I mean? It's just depressing and grey and slate
Lots of
everywhere.
lickers walking around going, I'm late.
Well, yeah, it is the sort of attitude they have, right? This is true because my mum and dad live there and that, right? And they love it. It's all right. It's an healthy place to go when you get older and that. But this is why they don't move on in Wales.
Well, I'd just like to make another.
No.
Sorry to any Welsh people listening. We're not saying you don't move on. Carl is.
No, but
Sorry about the little Chinese shoes
the
again as
thing
well.
is, it's good that in a way that they do that, and they don't want to be like, you know, rushing about everywhere because the way London isn't that great either, is it? Because it's totally opposite here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not having a go. It is a bit dull. I think even people who live there will agree with me.
Okay.
Right? But like one of the shops that my mum and dad use, right? It's only a little sort of villagey type shop. They can't be bothered staying open for hours and hours, right? Because there's not enough people use the shop.
Yeah.
So what you do is they get used to what you buy, and
Leave it out
they put it in a phone box outside.
They put it in a phone box.
Yeah.
so it doesn't get wet.
So my dad's loving that.
Well,
Once he
yeah.
found that out, it was like brilliant.
But how is that a bad thing? That's brilliant.
Well, it's not for other people. It is for my dad because he's picking up all sorts of stuff.
Oh
Things-
no, he's not.
Oh yeah.
He's not nicking other people's shopping.
Well, it's not like nicking, is it? Because it's not theirs yet.
Oh, and you've stitched him up on radio.
Well, of course, because they're going to think, who is there in town with a Manc accent?
Who
hangs around a lot, yeah.
keeps making phone calls. And he's getting fatter.
Yeah.
That's
You stitched him
I
right
love
up
that.
there,
I
Carl.
love that your dad was excited when he found out.
I can't believe that he's moved there. He's retired to this little village where it's based on trust and community, and he is abusing it. He's using his scally Manc ways.
Bloody hell, Lakers, there's no bread again.
There's old women
Was
getting
empty.
hungry.
Yeah.
Their cats aren't getting fed, and your father is just. I can't. That's obscene. That's obscene.
Oh, I think it's Die Thief. That fella from Manchester.
I don't even think they've got Sky there yet, have they? They can't listen. They won't know what's.
I think you stitched him right up. I hope you have, actually. I hope he goes down for it. I hope he's hounded out of the community like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
They should get burning torches, go up to the
Set fire
mansion.
set fire to his cottage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Well,
He's out of the choir.
Yeah.
How's it come to this?
bit of streets.
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets. Down your aerial. How's it come to this?
Forget About Tomorrow. Feeder. Right. Listener, I'm talking to you now. Have you seen these posters around with me and Steve on it, right? It's embarrassing, right? We were mucking around at a photo session, and XFM wanted to do some posters. We couldn't be bothered to do them again, so we let him have this one. Irony comes back to haunt you, and it looks like I think I'm Simon Temple or something, and Steve's alright. But we think that Carl should be in it.
Definitely.
Carl doesn't want to be in it, but it looks like everyone listens to this show for Carl's, basically, you know, innocent stupidity and some great tracks.
Exactly.
They don't listen for us anymore,
No.
Steve. So I think it should be a campaign to get Carl on the poster.
Yeah. Well, I should point out that I think XFM are more than happy to have him on the poster.
So it's just him.
You don't want to be on there, do you?
There's no need for me to be on it.
Of course there is.
Why not?
I've got so many emails here as I'm sat during the show reading them. So many emails saying, what does Carl look like?
Well,
I want pictures of
if
Carl.
you go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, we've got those film bits on there, those video mock-ups where I'm part of it. You can sort of.
That's not
see it
enough,
on there.
Carl. People want to see your face. You're part of the show.
Not
You're an
bothered.
intrinsic part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you on the
No,
poster. Why?
Just, it'll be too much on a poster. They can only take in so much.
What do you mean?
They
Just
can only
leave it,
take
it's
in
good.
so much.
Yeah, it's good with two people.
No.
It's enough.
So what do groups do then?
Well, they haven't.
It's like Ringo Starr is being left off the cover of Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah. Or Rutherford doesn't get in a look in with Genesis.
Exactly.
Well,
You know.
Which would be outrageous.
Yeah. I'll say, oh, sorry, Tony Banks, you can't be in this one.
Yeah.
It's just me. You will be very. You see, you look like the Collins, so
yeah,
you've
but
got to be
I
in there.
don't photograph that well either.
You're joking. Is
No.
it because you look like a little cue ball because it just shines off the top?
A lot of people as well, you should dispel the myth. A lot of people think for some reason that you're fat. A lot of people say to me, is he fat?
No, but that's because I haven't got much hair, so it looks like my head's big.
No, they haven't even seen you. They just think from listening to the show that you're fat.
That's because you're northern. They think you just eat chips
Yeah.
and complain about the weather,
Well,
complain about the south.
I just think you could answer a lot of your critics.
Yeah.
but then you see what I don't like about this world. A lot of people judge people on the way they look.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you
hey. If only more people thought like that, Steve.
But Carl, you judge people on the way they look.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But I couldn't with me, could I? Because I don't know what I look like.
What?
If I was listening to me on the radio, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, he's a, you know, and slag me off and that, because I don't know what I look like. And I quite like that. Do you know what I mean?
I've lost.
I don't know what you're
Absolutely
talking about.
lost.
Just believe me, right? I'm right on this one. It's best if you leave it.
Well, we're not going to leave it. We're going to get you on the poster.
I mainly have to see myself on videotape this morning. That's
Oh,
put me
I
even more
showed
off.
him. You know, the animal show I did, the show.
Yes.
I'm doing a video, and I did behind-the-scenes footage, and I've got a. You've seen it, haven't you?
I feel a little bit of Carl on there, isn't there? Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah.
It's lovely. He comes to the office going, all right. That's how you
And my
talk.
head as well. I look like I'm looking into a spoon. I'm not happy with it.
I just think that if we're willing if Ricky's willing to use his celebrity profile for the sake of the show,
Yeah.
I'm willing to look like a, you know, let's say a fairly handsome kind of cool customer. I think at least, the very least, Carl, is that you appear on there as well. You could dress
Are
up
you
smart.
are you worried that you'll look the worst out of all three of us?
Who am I standing next to? Am I next to Steve? I'm fairly confident.
Yeah.
I like the way it's so predictable. You pull the string because you know what it is. It's not.
You pull the string.
Oh, what were we talking about before? Oh, I was to tell you, yeah. You know the most complaints ever, the Last Temptation of Christ.
I haven't seen it.
What is it? It's Scorsese, isn't it?
It's Martin Scorsese, and I bought the film actually recently because I was intrigued to see it, but I've not actually watched it. But from what I understand, the reason that it was so outrageous is because it has a whole sequence which shows what it would be like if Jesus had lived his life and not martyred himself on the cross, but lived his life as a human being. Part of which is him having sex. And so I think that was chiefly what the outrage was, that it was showing this godly man to be, you know, as human as he was supposedly. Because he's supposed to be human as well. So that's the reason. That was the reason that there was complaints there. I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
Well,
I can't
you
say.
see him, do you?
You see him having sex, I think. Yeah.
Although it is an actor, Carl.
Yeah, it's not
let's point
actually
out.
Jesus Christ.
It's not the real. It's not the real Robert Powell.
No.
It's an actor playing Robert Powell.
Is that, you see, sex on films and all that, right? When I was growing up, and I'd
go.
be watching. No, just saying an example of this, really,
Go on.
right? When I was growing up as a kid, and I'd be, you know, watching films with my dad, right? He'd really be enjoying a film,
Yeah.
right? and then a sex scene would happen,
Right.
and he'd go
On film.
in
Or
the
just
film.
behind you.
In the film, a sex